Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Yulisa, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a business finance video. We're going to be talking about budgeting. I have actually been getting a lot of questions on my socials about budgeting and how I budget exactly, what should I do, even for just personal budgeting. And so that's why I'm making this video today, to help you guys out and try to make it as simple as possible but also efficient. So let's get right into the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have financial and business and notary content for you that I hope that you enjoy. And always, if you have any video suggestions, please leave them down below in the comments. Okay, so we're going to try and make this as simple as possible. We have step number 1. Set up a budget. Sounds pretty simple, right? We're going to set up a budget. So essentially this video is about budgeting and how do you stick to a budget? How do I make it stick? Because I've been the person who's written budgets and does not stick to them. You have to be using your 50, 30, 20% budget rule. I personally think that is the best budgeting rule to stick to. I know there's like the 15, 5, 50, I don't know. There's other different formats. And so this is what you're going to do. You're going to add an estimate of how much money you make per month. So, an example. Let's just say you make $5,000 a month. You're going to multiply it by 50%, which we know it's $2,500. And then you're going to multiply it by 30%, which is $1,500. And then you're going to multiply 5,000 by 20%, which is $1,000. So essentially, 2,500 plus 1,500 plus 1,000 equals $5,000. So that means that right off the bat, you have to create and stick to this budget. That means that 30%, which is 1,500 for the month, is for your wants. All those items that you want to buy, where you want to go, entertainment, all of that. And 20% is for savings. So you have to learn to live below your means. You have to learn to live. And when I mean live, is your utilities, your needs need to be at 50%. If they're less than 50%, that's amazing, but they have to be at 50%. If your needs, if your mortgage plus your utilities plus your car payment, what you need to survive is more than 50%, that's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. When we start making more money, we start thinking, oh, well, now I can afford that car and that car, or I can afford this credit card and I can afford this other thing. When you start earning more money, it should be actually a way to you feel relief and not wanting to add more debt to yourself. And so the very first thing we're doing here is trying to verify and stick to a budget. Now, our goal is the 50, 30, 20 rule. But if you're not under that category yet, don't shame yourself. If your needs are more than 50%, that's okay. We're going to work on it. We're going to work on getting your needs below 50%. We're going to work on paying up some debt. So most of your savings is going to go towards paying off debt. So after you've found your ideal numbers, and that is completely personal to your lifestyle. So let's say I have, for example, $3,000 of expenses every single month. So my expenses are $500 more than what I'm trying to budget for. So this budget is not going to work if I try to make it for this. So what am I going to do? I am going to modify this budget to the point where I take away $250 from my wants and $250 for my savings, which I think is totally reasonable, and therefore bringing down, obviously, moving it to 60. It's maybe now a 60, 25, 15 rule, something like that. And that's okay. You got the expenses down. After you figured out how much money, if you don't know how much money you need to survive every single month, go back, and this is something that I do. On my notes on my phone, I have a note for April bills, and then I have a bubble for every bill. I have them in order of when they're due by, and so at the end I have this total. This is going to help you so much. Make sure that you add a little calendar or on a note on your phone or somewhere where you can reference back throughout the month and see, okay, I've paid this off. This has been paid this month. I have this much more that I can pay. I have this much more pending to pay, and maybe I can give an extra payment somewhere here. If you haven't figured out how much you need to live with, sit down and take a look at all your bills, add them up, make a spreadsheet, make a note. Now that we have this is going to be our budget. We're going to try and make this budget as simple as possible. We're going to have this budget. So my budget states that I can use $3,000 this month for my needs, and I actually need to lower that. So no more credit cards, no more additional loans, unless they're going to help pay my debt. So I only have $1,200 available the entire month for my wants. That is any entertainment purposes, any travel related, any like random things that I want to buy, like my makeup or a perfume or a purse, anything. That is only $1,200 in a month. If you divide that by 4, that's only $300 per week, which is fairly good for a one person, just you. You need to make sure that you don't go over this. And how are we going to avoid this? Here is where our savings comes. So our savings is going to be $750. We've set up this budget. It's a very simple budget. It just has 3 different categories. Once we've set that up, now is step number 2. Step number 2, assign your check as soon as it comes in. That check, before it hits your bank account, has responsibilities. It is assigned to specific things. And so, the very first thing that you have to assign is your savings. You know that $750 go towards your savings, so you're going to divide $750 by 4. That's $187 with $50. So with 50 cents. So $187 with 50 cents every single week needs to go into your savings as soon as your check hits the bank account. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. That's the very first thing that you do. Second thing, like I said, we're going to reference back to our calendar where we have when every single bill is due. Now you're going to categorize them. Week 1, I'm going to pay 3 bills. Week 2, I'm going to pay 1 bill. Week 3, I'm going to pay another 4 bills, etc. As soon as your check hits the bank account, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to send your money to your savings. And then the second thing that you're going to do is pay your bills. People make the mistake of, oh, it's the weekend, I'll pay my bills on Monday. Come Monday, you're short because you went out and spent more than you could or you had to. Now, you're going to remember, you only have $300 that week to spend on your wants. If you spend less than that, let's say you only spent 100, then you can roll over 200 and next week you have 500. At the end of the month, if you have some money left over, you can always save it for something that you really want, or you can add it to your savings, just extra money in your savings. But if you do have additional debt, you saw how we were a little bit over that 50%, then let's start giving an extra payment. If let's say you have $200 extra to spare, let's add it to one of your credit cards and lower that payment down, and lower that debt down. or add it to your car payment, your mortgage, anything, it helps. Any little extra money that you can give helps. I was looking at my calculator for my mortgage. If I give a $200 payment extra every single month, I can pay my house down from the 27 years right now to 12 years, which is insane. So every little extra amount that you give saves yourself money and time. Step number 3, you're going to track your expenses. You need to know where your money is going. If you're not meeting these and you're getting frustrated, sit down, go through your last month's expenses and see where you're going wrong. Either you're spending too much money on your food, too much money on groceries, too much money eating out, too much money on your gas, too much money on just shopping excessively. You have to find where your money is going and cut that out. So if you're spending too much money on your food, eating out, then start meal planning, meal prepping, eating in your house. That'll save you a lot of money. So you need to know where your money is going in order for you to have full control of your finances, because at the end of the day, I don't like, and I've done this before, but I don't like living paycheck to paycheck, and I don't think anyone really does. The freedom that money gives you when you know that you have money saved in your savings account for an emergency or for something that happens, because life is unpredictable like that, is just such a stress relief. Um, and money, I know, comes with stress and obviously unhealthy relationships. And let's have a healthier, better relationship with our money. And remember that if you're not at the 50, 30, 20% rule, you can get there. Even if you're at 75% and you have to make it 10, 5%, that's fine. Every single little bit counts. Let's start using less money on want and more on paying debt off. And remember, if your income increases, don't increase your amount of debt. Don't do that, please. So I hope this video was helpful. I try to make it and simplify it as much as you can. If you still have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you need a more extensive budgeting, like more in-depth, every single like category, especially a more business one like marketing and advertising budgets and all that, let me know. I can definitely do that too. I've been working on my own, and not perfect, but it's getting there. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Until next time. Bye.